So by the time Harsh is getting up his presentation on the stage, uh, I'll just tell you a little about Harsh. So Harsh says that he's a self-taught full stack developer, currently working at a startup called Pedal Up as a CTO. Uh, so he's a community contributor and he's from the same time zone as I am. So good morning to you, Harsh.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. So he's an organizer for GDG Cloud Ahmedabad and PyData Ahmedabad. So he was like 2 times GSORE, as in Google Summer of Code under the organization, Wikimedia, and KDE. He was also a part of MT Media Lab India Initiative 2015, and he's an open source contributor. Like he's been actively contributing for that. Also, he's a tech speaker at many meetups and places like Facebook Dev Circle, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, India Web Community, Lead Summit, Google at Google Bangalore. So yeah, so he's got a lot of community contributions done, which is amazing. And he's also a hackathon freak. So he's participated in many, including Junction Tokyo, Inout 4.0, MHacks USA, and Junction Helsinki, Finland. He's also worked with a lot of startups, including Petal Up, of course, Shopper.ai, Elementor, Poshak, and Moko. Right, Harsh?
Yeah.
So, Harsh, let's get started with your presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Prakruti, for like great introduction. And I hope you can see in my screen. Hello. Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you. So I think good morning, guys. It's like too early in India. So yeah. So today what we gonna discuss is like world first water museum. If you don't know what is water museums, so this is a new concept which came us to us. Even we don't know what is a water museum, and one day one opportunity came to us, and we think like let's grab it. So I think you heard about the uh, water ponds, water walls, and other things, but in here in India, that uh, the university called Ahmedabad University, and the one department called research department, which is working on different museums, which is like people don't know, and they come up with the idea, and they decided to let's build one virtual museum which can help to people to understand what is uh, we have in India or what we have in all over the world. So that's how this idea came to their mind, and we help to them to develop. And why we use Next.js, then we discuss in like next few slides. So let's begin. Uh, I think Prakruti cover like more of them. Like my name is Harsh. I'm a CTO. Yeah. So that's called startup called Paddleship. And yeah, I'm open source contributor. I love to code, mm, like help to community. Yeah, and I'm a front end freak. I do mostly work in React, Next, design systems, building libraries. Yeah, so today we're gonna cover like basics of Next.js. I hope you know about Next.js, and like why do I use or why we use as a team as a Next.js, and the live demo that we have built, and then like small Q&A. So there's a great quote by John Johnson, like first solve the problem and then write the code. So this is the one thing which I always remember. Okay, so let's go. Let's start with what is Next.js. Okay, so uh, Next.js is nothing but a like complete full stack framework built on like React. Okay, and React is like UI library, but they build a whole framework or like start on that. And it's a very familiar there with like React. If you know React, you like very familiar with Next.js. Like identical brothers, okay. But Next.js has like more to offer, and it's like basically like you can build a lot of other things based on like React. So reason why we choose as a team on the XGS is basically nothing but like this five things. Okay, so why we choose React is basically the background of React. Next.js is basically based on React, and we are like bunch of experienced team members in our team were like more than a 3 year of experience in React. That's why we choose Next.js. The performance we found out in Next.js is like next level. Like what we are like able to create this application very fast. Plus the performance which we have like get after building this application is at next level. Our development experience is very easy. You don't need to like worry about routes. You don't need to worry about pages. You don't need to worry about how the like clients are server side rendering is happening. And deployment is very easy. You can we gonna discuss how we can deploy this application. And community is very rich. Like they are very active. They regularly publish their packages. They regularly update the code base. They also like give you the feedback or like give you the like if you have in like any problem, they give you like any responsive very quickly. Very active community they have. So these are the five reasons we choose this. Okay. Okay. So what is the background behind the Next.js? So we already know what is JavaScript, and on top of the JavaScript, a lot of frameworks are there like jQuery, React, Angular, Vue. There's a lot of JavaScript frameworks or UI libraries. And based on JavaScript, the Facebook team created a React UI library, and based on UI React, there are a lot of server-side rendering or frameworks coming up like Next, Gatsby, like Hugo is now converting their whole framework into JS. Before that, they are in Go. So next, so they created a Next and Gatsby server-side rendering frameworks, and we are like fanboys of Next.js. Gatsby is also a cool tool. We work on a Gatsby also too. But what major difference we will figure out like Gatsby is more sometimes is more complicated to like operate, and Next is very easy to understand and like easy to like code. What we found or what I found personally. Okay, so if you heard about what is server side rendering, and if you're thinking what I'm talking about, so basically understand server side rendering is basically nothing but like before like before the browser render anything, it's render the whole code. Okay, so if understand like if server side rendering, if your component is rendered on your browser, basically it show you the load. But if you're like using the server side rendering, it's basically start showing your code like one by one, like component by component, and it's basically what happen is like it execute all your code, and it show like interactable page to uh, okay. So it's basically like four-step process. Like first is server sending ready HTML like component to your browser, and its browser render the whole page with like viewables, and like viewables try to convert into executable React or whatever like HTML view or Angular, whatever kind of code you are working on, and it's basically converted into like interactable pages. So what is the client-side rendering? Client-side rendering basically, if you like a client understand, so it's basically render whatever it comes. Okay. So if something is breaking, it's already like it can be visible easily to you. Server-side rendering is more faster way to render any application. Client-side rendering is like you need to wait for like API requests and your component to like render. Okay, so it's basically it's render after like initial load. Like after initial loading, it's gonna render automatically. But sometimes client front ending is like great for like web applications. So that they both have like pros and cons. So it's like server-side rendering help you to like search like SEO search ending optimization, which can help you to like crawl your websites and like help you to boost your SEO. The initial page loading is very fast in server-side rendering, and it is great. Like you can generate your all the statics files basically. The cons we face in like server-side rendering is basically sending a frequently a server is requests, and all of us like pages like getting slow to render sometime. And if I like full page to if like full page is not gonna reload and you see some of the parts in like your page, you need to reload every time. Okay. In like beside of in client side rendering, it's like rich side interaction, um, like faster rendering, like it's the robust selection of like any JavaScript library. Most of the JavaScript library use client side rendering. But the cons we face is like low SEO, implementation is very tough sometimes. The initial load require more time because it's like getting all the requests at one time and load at one time. Okay, and most of the cases require a lot of external libraries to like implement client and things. So yeah, so performance. So uh, performance basically this tweet done by the Dan was is one of the Facebook team member and one of the like active React library creator. He created a Redux library, if you know. So at one time in like 2020, he tweeted like using Next, he found like add new pages or if you need to like add routes. It's very easy to like do in Next, and it's very like help you to like make you the performance better. And yeah, so this is how you can uh, make your performance better. Okay, for performance, like next use Webpack 4.0. So Webpack 4.0 is support server-side rendering. You can also config your Webpack files. I get will show that they have like a file called next config.js, and you can config whole the Webpack thing. You can like which component you need to render first or like anything like you can convert Next.js to PWA. A lot of things you can do with like config files. Okay. In Department of Development Experience, Next.js has like a lot to offer. So like if you are running any code and if you have like any error, so it shows like particular error proper like in window they indicate you like proper error like you have like in line 82 you have like particular JS context error. Okay, what happened in like React or any other app, it's not indicated you the proper error, it's only indicated you like a lot of red texts in browser. So it sometimes is like confusing what's happening and what's wrong you do with your code, and sometimes you get frustrated. So this is a like great development experience given by like Next team. Like if you're doing something wrong, it's basically give you a proper indications with the window and the line what is the exact problem you are facing into your code. So yeah. So development experience basically what we try to mix up with Next.js is like our like go-to library is Tailwind CSS currently. So from like last 2020, we are like using Tailwind for like thoroughly in our all the projects to in like Next.js project to React projects. Even we are with like 6 months we are in fully 6 or 8 months like fully in crypto. So we are helping like a lot of crypto startups to make the front ends and even back ends. So we use Tailwinds to like make their whole UI. So Tailwind and Next.js is like buddies. Mm, they come great together. Uh, I can also show you the one repo which I created for like mm, yeah. So this is the easiest which I created the boilerplate which helps to like get into like how you can set up a React and Tailwind Next.js setup particularly, and this is the easiest way we are using for our setups. Okay, and yeah, so and for deployment, they have a company called Vercel. Vercel is basically company which developed Next.js framework, and yeah, yeah. So you can like use self-hosting, Netlify, or simply you. So you need a simple node-based server, and this next export command help you to like create a whole static file for like deployment, and you can like deploy that whole folder like to anywhere like Salesforce or VPN or VPS or any platform. So for the community part of it, it's like they have like full-time contributor. I also am one of the contributors. I help them to like in documentations and other thing. Uh, yeah, and community help like open source days. So please contribute in open source. It's really helps to people. Uh, One of the founders from the team is like ex React team member. So yeah, and the core React team and the Facebook Dev team also is helping to the community. Also do like giving them the updates, and they giving them the like roadmap to help the how Next.js can grow up. And GitHub discussion are always the fun, and they are very active. So go and you can check it out the GitHub discussions of the Next.js community. So it's basically always fun to like read and like if you're like answer it some of the question if somebody is like having a problem. So it's very active. Yeah. And they just like in 2020 they just introduced one the create framework based on the like Next.js. They also introduced like Next.js analytics, so you don't need to like use like Google Analytics or any third party like segment or any other thing. They have like their own analytics tool now, and it's pretty accurate to see what is happening to your code. Uh, Basically, it looks like this. You can check your scores. You can check your real performance. Okay, it's basically a Lightning House, but a Lightning House for a particular Next.js app. If you like know what is Lightning House, Lighthouse is basically like developed by Google team, and this is basically developed by Next.js team. It's basically tell you what is the first contentful paint or last contentful paint, what is the like real experience, real time experience scores, and a lot of other insights they give you. But for that, you need to like deploy your application to the through the bus. That's how you can like enable this whole performance. You can like check your performance, and you can like basically improve your performance using the test tools. It's a great tool. You can have a look into it if you not know about it. Uh, and they like introduced one great e-commerce platform also based on Next.js. Like if you're like familiar with Next.js, and you want to build like e-commerce application for your client or for anyone else, you can like simply explore this Next.js or next commerce, which they call. So this is a backend in like in you can use backend with like BigCommerce. Okay, currently they offer a BigCommerce as a backend and frontend as a Node Next.js. So this is also a cool tool you can like explore. So let's uh, so let's dive in some live demo. So these are like small introduction which I like just give you for Next.js. Like a lot of things are not covered in because this is limited time we have and we need to like cover like smaller parts. So these are basics which you maybe or know or already or just like maybe have to like just kickstart your Next.js journey. So let's dive into like water museum and why we choose. The questions come in your mind why we choose Next.js, not other any framework, and yeah. So let's go to the elevator. Yeah. So the water museum which we build is like basically called Living Water Museum, and they basically established in 2017, and they come up with the idea in like to us like 2019. So since like 2019, in like after October or November, we start building this whole web app. So firstly, we decide to like build a whole web app and like in React or Angular, but we want to like explore something and we want to try because the application is used and they have like separate backend or admin backend and like client backends. Also, they have like separate blog CMS, a lot of other things they are using, and they want like whole thing all customization. And we also don't want to like complicated more code to do this. So we decide like let's do with it like something new, and we like try to research and we figure out that Next can help us to do this. We face a lot of problem in like first to initial month of like development, but eventually we understand Next and we eventually we grow. So I can show you the code. Just let's have a like 2 minute demo of like this what is happening. So this is the first homepage. If I go to like Living Water Museum, you can be live. And you enter the museum. It's basically show like this. So this is the whole application is horizontal. Okay, there is no vertical alignment happening here. So client want whole thing experience is like uh, horizontal way. So everything is like round and bubbly because they want to like create a bubble like water and element. They need to add like water elements. So the design is like round and like horizontally. Okay, like wavy basically. So this is we achieve. This is the UI we achieve. The next very easy way. So let me show you the code of home. So this is like simple, uh, like 200 line of code. So this whole thing which you are like seeing here to here is basically a 200 line of code. Is this images randomly change basically with like time. So we also coded that. Uh, so there is a no need to like add any particular third-party library. We simply just you can do it with React and you can create something logic with it. So what we do is basically we created the like component did mount to like render random statements with the random images. Okay, if you want to change backgrounds, we write it down the code here. Okay, and the whole other part is like basically static code, static HTML code. Basically we use tailwinds. If you notice, like we use whole tailwind CSS here. So how basically Next.js code structure is, if you're like starting with the Next.js is basically come up with the nothing but this. So this component folder we added is come up with like pages. In pages they have like a lot of 3 4 files we build it. Uh, One is like api.js and app.js or underscore document.js. Okay, underscore app.js is basically your main file, which you can like passing all the props, the pages and all the things. And index.js is basically your, well, like, which was, if you're familiar with like React, there's like public.html or in public folder there's a index.html file. Here is like index.js. Your whole meta keywords like head tag to like links to your scripts goes here basically, and you can have it from here. You can like add your Craves meta tags or SEO tags. Like if you want to like add your OG tags, you can add your OG tags here. And yeah, and there's no route files because Next doesn't need to know like do any routes file. If I need to add like any page particularly, I just go to simple pages folder. Okay, this name is required because they understand by this pages. I just go to like new page and just make like demo.js, and for like simply like I just try to create one component with like React. Number one, simply I just save this. So what happened is like I go to mm-hmm. Why is it working? Mhm. Okay, I don't know or something is wrong, but yeah, you can like basically done by this. Simply just create one page and is basically create your route for you. Yeah, and they also have like public folder. You can like you need to like add your assets. So in this public folder, basically it's work like if you import something like in React or icon from wherever you want to add. But sometime in what next we are facing this problem is like it's not getting import uh, any particular images, so you need to pass a path into it. So that's the one issue we've figured out to like get rid of it, but we try to do a lot of things, but it's not going to work for us. So yeah, also you so there's also one kind of file called next.config.js. All the configuration you can have it here. uh, Basically all the config files is basically happening here. All the styles files we can have like folder, and we can like add a whole the style file. We write it down whole css for this. Yeah, and so a lot of things is happening, and you have to like go through one by one for this app. It's like if you go to libraries or like you can check out the libraries. This is the horizontal scroll we created for them, and if you go this is like very fast. Is all the APIs coming very fast? All the content is loading very fast. Uh, it's basically not taking much time to load anything. This whole content is coming from the APIs, and it's basically rendering very fast for us. And this is what we want, and this is what clients want from our side. This whole thing is very easy to implement. We so but there's one interesting story. We reduced like whole like 18 file of code in like one file. So this is the whole resource page, which you are currently can see in here like resource.js is whole. like 320 lines. Before that, there are like more than 1,000 lines of code, and like also there is like more than like 18 different pages which we are like dealing with. And then we one day we said like that we need to like get rid of it, and we need to build a whole other things. And so we decided and we created whole optimized code, and we did like whole code into like 320 line of code. So you can optimize your code very easily, and very uh, like, easy way to optimize your code and make your performance better. For like creating a dynamic page, there's a one challenge we face all at the time, but we figured out the way how we can create a dynamic page. So basically, what we are doing is we create what we call one component, or basically we create one component here, and we pass it through the other page. We like simply understand if we are like sorry, if we have like stalled okay story page. So this all the stories which are you seen here, which like if we go library, this is the whole the stories they call stories. And the story, if you click on this particular page, we have like particular story ID and particular story on a render here. So these are the whole dynamic thing which are rendering and dynamic page is creating. For creating a dynamic page, we need to create certain thing. We need to pass like something called initial props, and we also pass need to like IDs of query here. And you need to create particular component, like we created it like story, and we get the temporary data from it. And from this particular taste story, we pass into the this particular component called story.js, and whole dynamic uh, things are coming here, basically initial state. And we use the initial state and we render whole all the stories dynamically, basically. And yeah, so this is how you can create the whole Next.js dynamic thing. Also, there's one great thing, like you can pass your head tag here, and you can basically create your meta tags here. Uh, so there is no need to like add third-party libraries and try to like play with it and trying to plug in with a lot of creating of the JS file, and you need to do like separate code base. You can simply add head tag using simply import head from next head, and basically simply create head component here, and you can add your title, meta tags, OG tags, and it's good to go. Your SEOs is very easy to manage here. So yeah, this is how you can manage your SEO here. So yeah, and yeah. Also, we implemented one another thing. We connected one CA like Strappy to this Next.js, so it's easy. Sorry, it's easy to connect the third party CMS libraries to Next.js. So whole thing is rendering from the this blocks. So this is like also a dynamic page creation, which we wrote it down, and all the so there's active blocks which like currently coming from the our API servers, and whole our things are rendering from them. So this whole thing is rendering from like third party CMS called Strap. Sorry. Strappy. We are using Strappy APIs, basically Strappy. So we are using Strappy, and we like oh, using that APIs, and based on that we created a wrapper on that to get all the blocks, uh, and it's basically rendering dynamically. So this is how you can like easily plug and play any CMS with your like code base, Next.js framework. Uh, yeah. So This is how you can do it. We also implemented a search. So this is a whole dynamic search. If you like search anything particular regarding to we did indexing, we are using indexing. So how search work is basically we use same API, we use inquiry structures, and we use API, and, and basically based on API we I just map the results here. Uh, so for search we don't need like much code. If you see like code is very less and like a lot of things are happening here. So what we found in Next.js why we love is like we need to code less basically. We don't need to like worry about Redux or like page management or routes or any other thing. Basically, you can code with your flow. It's basically help you to like reduce the code base. We already discussed like we remove 18 files for just one component which we use for resources because resources are like a lot of things happening in particular thing. We have like particular books, the particular elements. We also have a search here for like particular resources which they have to read about it. We also have like so that are if you imagine like the one component here which is search for search, the one component is for select categories, the another component is like render all the categories details. There's the one component for like pagination. Also, there is one component for like if I click on this, there's something is happening here and which I'm getting all the information what kind of resource we have. Okay, so imagine like one, two, three, four, five. Total five components are rendering here and a lot of APIs are calling here. And we reduced like from 18 pages to like into like 2 pages, like two files, and this is like more not more than like 500 line of code, like we combine two files. It's a great thing you can do with like your Next.js code, and you can achieve this very easy way. We also implemented like Google Analytics. The client want that separate Google Analytics for this. So we also implemented Google Analytics, and it says you simply just need to like install the application and simply need to create some analytics.js, and you can like wrap into your like layout.js file, and after that you just need to like simply import a layout, and you need to wrap your whole file into layout, and it basically connect to your Google Analytics. So this is how you can achieve your Google Analytics very easy way. Uh, so yeah, so let's take a full demo of this application because I think I have like 2-3 minutes. So yeah, so this is the custom Slider we built for this, and this is like not more than like 100 line of code we built for ourselves. Uh, yeah, you can see the story of like this. We also implemented. So there's a like separate backend which you can upload a lot of things from here. If you want to upload any particular VR file, 3D file, audio, video, you can upload anything, and we like render it for you using our code. So this is how you can see it. You can explore the galleries. There are a lot of information which they are working on. They try to find hidden museums, hidden like rivers or a lot of artifacts and a lot of things which we like left and people are not know about it. So this is a great initiative by Ahmedabad University, and founder name is Sarah. So yeah, and there's a lot of other thing like we also implemented the map view. We you can if you are like want to explore by map, you can simply explore it. If you click on this particular top, you can like know which story you have at particular place. If you click on this, you can simply go to your story, and we also implemented like list view. This completely responsive design we achieve. So it's basically completely responsive design, and it's help of like Next.js, we can create it like very easy way. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, from my side, yeah, and I think yeah. So thank you, uh, like thank you for the like listening to me, and like hope you know like something new for knowledge. Maybe I'm able to add some knowledge to, and like yeah. Yeah, thank you. And you can like contact me on a mail ID, or you can like ping me on Twitter anytime. I'm very active on Twitter, or you can like just ping me on my LinkedIn if you want to. So you can just go to linkedin.com and just search my name. Mm, Basically, my profile look like this. Yeah, so I'm quite active here, and yeah, okay, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Harsh. So it was a great preview for uh, the application that you showed. Really great
Yeah.
insights.